So there's gonna be a lot of ways to get to short X. We're just gonna start there again for the finish. And I'll move different angles and stuff like that, but if you do need to see other angles, just by all means, let me know. So short X is this hook. So a couple of really important things is I want to create tension where I have this leg isolated, so I have this joint isolated really well. So how I'm accomplishing that is the inside of my shin bone is pushing inward. The top of my foot, just like the crook part, is pushing upward, and the outer part of my foot is pushing this way. And I'll modulate based off of how I need to, align her knee, which I'm trying to go straight up or out. I don't want it going inward. That makes it harder to finish an ankle lock. And so if I need, she starts to pull it in a little bit. If I need to, I'll push more emphasis on this angle right here rather than the shin. If she's going too much, but I want to have this tension where I'm wrapping this around, okay? The other thing is I want my wrist bone to be on her Achilles. And so I don't want it super deep. And when I show this ankle lock, there are other ankle locks. There's the belly down, there's different ways to do it. Those are all completely valid. This is how I do my ankle lock most of the time. I do make adjustments, of course, but I'm gonna just show you, so I'm not invalidating anyone else's, I'm just saying this is how I like to do it. So I like to be where my bone, thumb up, like I'm hitchhiking or giving a thumbs up. I don't want to see my watch. If I have a metaphorical watch, I don't want to see that watch, okay? So I want my thumbs up, and I want to pull a little bit, tension, nice and tight. And if you notice, I'm going to show without finishing real quick, without the hand, which we will do, is I want to be shoulder over, nice and tight, finishing like a guillotine. Okay, I'm making that space smaller, I'm coming up, I'm extending my abs, I'm not reaching back, I'm not allowing my chest to open up. I'm keeping everything nice and tight, and I'm opening with my abs. Then I can start going up or whatnot, but you don't want to open your chest, it loosens it up. See that space? You don't want space. Just like our triangle, our guillotine, we want to make the space as small as possible and then apply a ton of pressure. Okay? Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use my hand on the shin and then rev the engine like a motorcycle. And I'm creating a shelf. The shelf is the most important part, not grabbing the shin and staying on top. I want to create a shelf. So I want the shelf because then I can put my own hand on here, reinforce this, and now I can use this tension to make it really, really strong. This is one of the ways I have a very, very strong bite and a strong braking capacity is this shelving unit. I will grab here if I really need to. I don't like to do this because I feel like it takes a lot of the pressure off because I'm no longer putting that bone on her Achilles. So I put that, even if I need to go all the way down here or even, just get this where I'm reinforcing. But I generally like this, create an L bracket, and I come as close as I can, showing the shoulder over, and I can start putting that bite in. And so a couple of the things that are really, really important here is the leg control, keeping it up to the sky or off. The bite, thumb up, don't want to see your watch, thumb up, and you're about, somewhere around here, not super deep, somewhere around here, and I'm getting this bracket so I can lock and load. Okay? You can do other things, right? Grip your own gi. I don't like it because oftentimes I'll start to lose that. I really like this. It's applicable in gi, no gi, anywhere. It's fully legal in all IBJJF, including white belt. Maybe not kids, but I don't see any kids here, so we don't have to worry about that. So this is a beautiful submission from there. So the drill what I'm gonna have you guys do is start exploring this. I'll give you a little bit more detail, and then we'll have you go out. I'll see where I might need to give a little bit more details, but we're gonna be in here. Foot up, the second leg can be here. I don't want it over to the hip. It can be here. I personally like it underneath the outer glute. That makes it harder for her to hop over or anything else like that. It's a very common defense there. and it allows me to control her legs a little bit more. If I'm too high, I can get down to the right spot, which is about the Achilles. Okay, my elbow's not up, not pulled all the way back, but it is tight. Okay, shelf, create that L bracket, reinforce nice and solid, shoulder over, and now my upper body is going to be frozen. It's like concrete now. I'm going to be extending with my abs up. I'm not opening my chest. This is very common. It's like, I got it. And I may get, I may not. But if I have the L bracket, very tight, very easy. We'll go over like, hey, I can't get it. They have really strong ankles or whatever in a little bit. But this should be able to, most of the time, get submissions. Now, if you're a smaller person going to get to big legs, we're going to have a couple other options. But for now, get in this position, short X, get that bracket, get that thumb, maybe rotate it a little bit more than you might think, right here. Reinforce and put pressure downward, and then get that tap. Questions? Explore, experiment. I'll walk around. If you're having particular trouble, feel free to flag me over. I'll try to visit every group as much as I can, but flag me down if you're having trouble. Ready? 1, 2. So I'm right here. I got everything gripped, or maybe I don't have the full other grip. Like, you know, she's fighting. I'm trying to keep her away or whatever, and I want to be able to finish. So I'll show it with the grip, and kind of like without. Or I'm needing to keep the knee open because she's just trying to come up or whatnot. I'm gonna drop down to my elbow, but notice what I did as I reached with my elbow. If I just drop down with my elbow, I'm probably gonna fall off to the shoulder. It's not the end of the world, but it's not optimal in my opinion. So I come off to the elbow here, right? So from here, I'm going to be able to just finish like I've done and come up. Opening my abs, not my chest, okay? If I need to also, I'll come over the top with my leg and I create a kickstand. Not that outside ashi, right? I mean, I don't have the bottom leg out for the outside ashi, but not the outside ashi because now she has an angle, especially in the gi where she can grab my pants. Now she has an angle and I might even have to go belly down for here. I'm gonna go ahead and create here for 2 reasons. 1, she can't come into me very easily, and if I don't like her, I can kick her right in the face. And so from here, I'm just gonna go ahead and open up. What's nice is I got all of this angle, all of this range of motion, right? I can break ankles, have broken ankles with this because you have this whole range of motion to be able to get there. I'm not able to do that pivot when I'm on my shoulder as much. Like it's harder to have that full range of motion. So that's one of the main reasons why I have here. Also, I can always come back up. If hey, I'm not gonna get it or whatnot, I can always disengage easier on my elbow than on my shoulder. So the biggest thing, I still have this glute. I could be kicking this out, staying on the inside. I'm not over here very often. I also tend to not want to be over here because then we might get into this. Probably not gonna work for her, but I don't want to introduce a possibility of getting like in a bad situation. So I have this hook and engage. Notice how these are all having some tension. I'm not blowing out my feet doing this, but I'm making sure I have some tension here. So this is nice and loose and able to be attacked right here. So I got this, can't finish for whatever reason. I'm gonna come down to the side. I usually extract my foot and I'll go onto the outer abs and I'm pinching my knee down here. And then the same thing, I'm nice and tight, I'm reinforcing, I'm pushing down, pushing up to make a lot of pressure, and I'm just gonna open up my abs. Open up my abs, and I'm gonna be taking that angle. It's super, super strong, right here. And then I'll just do right away, give you the other spot from here, is to come under the knee, pinch, scrape, and now this is just insanely strong. This is a broken ankle if they don't tap quick. Right? The important thing is I keep that thumb up. I don't let this. This can still be super strong, but this is just nasty, especially if you have sharp arm bones like I do. Right here. Here, you can go to here, pinch though, and go open. I'll show up from the other angle so you can see. But notice how my upper body and everything else like that remains very, very similar. There's just a slight difference with my elbows out a little bit more. Get here, I drop down, I can come here, bring the leg down, and I'm hipping in, opening up, going over, pinching. Any questions there? Everyone's beautiful. All right, let's try it out. 1, 2. I'm trying to get in and she slips her heel, or I slip it for her. I don't know. Now we're in Aoki territory. One of the things here is I still do the same grip. Very, very, very similar. I still do the same grip, but instead of going straight up, I'm rotating a little bit. Not a ton, and I'm gonna pull my elbow in, and I'm gonna turn it, and then I'm gonna put a lot of pressure up while immobilizing her. So this is technically a heel hook, so go slow, you know, but it's like a heel hook that like actually attacks the heel. I don't feel like it attacks the knee that much, but it does do it up that chain. So like go slow when you're doing this with your partner and everything else like that. But I'm trying to get the ankle lock and she slips the heel or I slip it. I'm gonna just drop this a little bit lower, make sure I have everything nice and tight, and I wanna ideally come over the top of her heel just a little bit, kind of like, oh my God, someone help me with this one.
Oh, that one.
That one, yeah, everyone knows that. Sorry, coming over the top here. So I wanna make sure that I rotate it a little bit so I can really pin my elbow down, then I come up. Okay. This is nasty, it's nice and fun, but be careful with it. It's also nice too because people have this false sense of security. Oh, I'm out, boom, I got that nice and tight. Notice how I might not be able to keep this L bracket really tight. I might slide it down a little bit further, but still same idea, thumb is still up, right? This is still pulling up, I'm pushing down to nice and a lot of torque on it. I'm peeking my elbow down. That's a little bit different than with the ankle lock. I'm peeking my elbow down, I'm pulling it down to my ribs, and now I've exposed her growth plate, her heel there, and I'm just gonna come up. Again, frozen abs, not opening the chest, okay? Change that angle. So I get here, she pops out. Very, very fast, very, very tight. Rotate another, so you can see just different angles. So I'm coming in here, popping out here, getting nice and tight. Might need a new partner after this one. Questions there? This one probably has a couple questions. Maybe. Don't be afraid. Yeah.
And except the break, you are doing a side punch and
the finish. So this is a great clarifying question. So she pops her heel out. I might be going a little bit deeper, so more like I'm hugging, right? So precursor to a little bit different of a grip later. And I'm peeling this elbow down here. And then I'm turning, now I'm going up. So a very similar finish, but I'm setting it up a little bit different. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get it where, I'm not trying to go where her ankle's like this, I'm trying to go where her ankle's like this, and now I'm putting a ton of pressure. That's gonna go, to my experience, forward on the ankle and then up the knee line.
So there is no rotation?
There's only initial small amount of rotation up, and then a progression, which is, I'll jump right to it then, because you asked and it's totally fine. If I can't get that finish here, now I'm gonna go hard up. And that's gonna be an upward, like a backward J in this case. But I'll try to have a lot of control here because it is really painful. But if I don't, I'll pinch hard and put a backward J in this case, or if I'm on the other side, a regular J. Meaning I'm starting down here and I'm going up high. It's a great question.
Similar to the mirror lock?
Similar to mirror lock, yes. Very similar mechanism of break, good pattern recognition. A lot of motions are applicable to different ways. Any other?
How do you, as you're doing it, if they want to escape from rotating with the pain, how do you stop them from rotating?
So there, yeah, that's a great question too. So she's like,
No, I'm just thinking about like, I'm thinking about like, oh, you're,
So
you're
she's
worried
probably
about
gonna
this.
rotate that way, yeah. Which is,
Seems like it's stopped.
this is going, I'm gonna really reinforce this motion, the inside of my shin coming up. The other thing I can always do is come up, kick, and then it just stops her, and it just sucks. You know, now you're just like, oh my God. Okay. No, great question. A lot of like leg locks are, you have a couple like end notes that you're trying to get to, and then you gotta like find that last little bit to get the solution in. But it's a great question. Anyone else have a question? I'll show it one more time from this angle here, just so you guys are gonna go. So I have just the short X regular. I slip the heel or she slips the heel. I'm gonna turn down, go a little bit deeper, like I'm trying to hug, but still the thumbs up here. I'm gonna turn down, get up, go up, all the way. I can't get it, so now I'm gonna turn up and get that J. By going like a side crunch, not turning, a side crunch up. See that? Where I'm like, okay.
You're gonna turn down for what?
Not yet. Not yet. All right, let's go ahead and try that out. Go slow, please. This one's not dangerous if you're not being dumb. All right, 1, 2. And I just try to go, like I might be able to get it, especially if I'm turning off to the side, but pulling this elbow in, that's what really exposes that heel. Okay? So make sure you're pulling that elbow in, and not just pulling it back, because then the heel might slip back in, which is not the end of the world, because then an ankle lock, but I'm pulling back and down with the intention of pushing up with my ribs to really get that ankle exposed, or the heel, for the heel hook, because this is a heel hook. Some people might argue, but this is a heel hook. If I need to go super deep with my arms, if I can stay here, it's fine, whatever the grip needs to be. And I'm doing a slight side crunch coming up. This is a heel hook motion, right? I'm creating a heel hook. It's the same thing as if I was here, I'm creating that heel hook motion, right? It's the same idea, but it's just a slightly different application, right? So I'm coming up here, and if I need to, pin, side crunch, and I'm leaning back a little bit. I'm not leaning back, I'm not going to the side, I'm just creating that upward spiral, okay? So those are like the key components there. I'm gonna finish with one little tidbit here. If I'm right here, and I start to come out, and she does a jump over, like she's like, holy shit, jump over. Come to right here. Add in here, and you can start coming back up, or just follow her, go back up, go jump. I capture here, right? I can just come and follow her. That way I don't lose it. If she's really explosive and really spry, but one notice thing, that hurt her, right?
No.
It doesn't feel comfortable. And the reason why it doesn't feel comfortable going to jump over, it's this.
Yeah.
See, like the short X where I'm keeping the 3 pressure points, and I switch to this top heel. Now I can still attack stuff, right? I can still keep on the attack rather than her just running away and disappearing. That's good defense, because it does, you know, she's right on it. Before I can like add in some other stuff to stop her from doing it, it is good defense, but it doesn't mean it's the end of my offense. So just keep that in mind as well. So we're not going to drill that, but just keep in mind that this leg control, this is leg control, doesn't end when she like does something. It's not like I'm really relaxed. It's another reason why we emphasize I'm attacking this ankle. It's allowed by this really strong grip. I'm constantly putting pressure, not like a ton of pressure, but I'm putting pressure in those 3 like points. One, to keep this up or slightly off, not allowing it to come here, I'm overemphasizing, or she tries to come out here, I'm overemphasizing one pressure point or another. And if I'm trying to go here and she's like, oh hell no, and she jumps over, I stay with it, right? I still have attacks here, at least to maintain position, right? So I can just come back up, push her back down. You know, I might have to do something else, of course, but it keeps me on the offense. Okay? Any questions as you guys were doing those moves? Any clarification? No? All right, we're gonna take a short break, water break, bathroom break, whatnot, just relax a little bit, let that seep in and whatnot, and we'll start going into a couple other things. All right, let's go start at 3:02. Okay, so be back here by 3:02. There you go. 1, 2. Again, like ideally we have her knee pointed straight to the sky. We have a couple different things, like if she does start to kind of come up, I can push it out, especially in the gi, like she has gi pants on. I can grip and like open her knee up and really attack either one of those really well. Or I just make a C with my hand and just push it out. She starts to come in, I grab it, I push it up, like towards her and out, and I get that ankle lock really well. But she's good enough that she can come up even in spite of that. So she's gonna come up to her knee, and I might even fall back. And this is like, oh, normally this is like kind of a lame position. I might try to, come back here and try to drop her to her hip. But if she's any good, she's gonna be putting pressure that way or this way, like she is right here. And it's gonna be hard to get her to go back to her hip for me to attack the same attack. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go nice and deep, super, super deep here. And I'm gonna get that angle, and I'm coming down right into it. So the way that I'm attacking this is instead of going up and putting a lot of pressure this way, is I'm putting pressure at this angle. So this is the breaking part, okay? So I'm going in, I keep the same grip with the first hand, I'm going in really deep, and I'm pulling everything close to my chest. And I'm turning and opening up. Right? So this can start to look a little bit more like a toe hold, okay? Like this bend, I'm putting pressure that way. So I have this grip, she gets the angle. I'm not gonna be able to finish the ankle lock very easily. So I go in super deep, reinforce, pull it tight. If you just go here and start to try to go down, maybe you have it, maybe you don't, but you pull it super tight, coming in and get that ankle, that angle and the attack. If I also need to, I'll kick this leg out and away, and then finish that. I'll show from a couple angles there. Right? So I'm here, I'm trying to finish the ankle as she comes up. And I like by default, I fall back because it's hard for me to stay up. She's really solid here. My natural is I like to hook behind the foot because it keeps her from standing up well. I'll go super deep, and then now I don't want to open up. I want to come down into it. And I'm pulling everything tight. If I need to, I'll kick out here. See how I'm pulling back? Now this one I probably do open my chest a little bit different than the other one. Opening up, because I'm trying to put pressure this way. So this one's gonna be a little bit less formulaic, because it's gonna just kind of somewhat take a little bit of strength and like, I gotta get them, because they are escaping. And I want to make sure that I really am putting pressure up and down. So I gotta find it, okay? It's gonna be very dynamic because she's gonna be moving in different ways and everything else like that. But I have here, she comes up, I'll be hooked either behind or on the inside, kind of like, and there's nothing also, just so you guys know, there's nothing wrong with like the whole taking out the trash or anything else like that. There's other ways to address this. This is just a more fun way, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go super deep to my tricep and then come in. I'm not gonna come flat down. I'm gonna come in where I'm trying to put my pec to the mat, my right pec to the mat. But everything's super tight. Yeah.
Would you say it's preventing them more from stopping to the mat or from like turning without having an attack?
Sorry, rephrase your question?
Are you worried about me doing this?
If she stomps, like I do, I'll take it back.
Yeah.
I'm more worried about her going away from me or going away and in. So like you do.
Oh, right.
You do. So the number one defense I had the most trouble with for a long time is people coming up here and then being able to like start getting away, right? And then they can extract or like at least turn, or they'll come and stand here and then start dealing with like this out here, right? That's like where I'd have the most trouble against like really good people. And so you're coming up and they're addressing this, right? And then she's gonna get that nice deep, and then now she's gonna go peck to the mat, and now it's really powerful. It gives me, you're going to belly down.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get there ideally, right? Because unless you're breaking their ankle. And this will be often attacking at a side angle here, and it will be a toe hold, or it'll just be really painful in the bottom part of your, what is this, the tibia or whatever. So I come in here, I'm ankle lock, she comes up, I'll hook either behind so she can't run away, / if she comes up into me, like you were saying, like stomping, I got this elevation and hook. That's why I default to that hook behind. And then I also, as one of my favorite new words in jiu-jitsu is optionality, I also have the option to come right here. Whereas if I'm right here, it's hard to back a little bit harder, but I go here, I go super deep, and I start coming down. And I'm pulling everything back, coming to the mat. Questions? Go slow. This one in particular is very helpful to the partner. Your goal is to come up to here and kind of just like chill and let them find this and communicate a little bit. Yeah, there it is. One, to say yourself, but also so they can feel where the angle and the attack is. This is one you need to like really feel out a few times, and once it starts clicking how it is effective, then you'll internalize when and where. And I'll just throw this out real quick. One nice thing I like about this, go ahead, go up. I go here, I start coming, I don't quite have it, right? I have a disengagement that I'm not gonna be put into a really bad position, like getting past or whatever else like that. So it's also a nice little thing. I'm on bottom, generally I sit, right? That might be a takedown or a sweep or whatever, or at least a disengagement. So just keep in mind, like, I don't wanna hold on to this for dear life, but I should be able to attack a really, really solid ankle lock. Questions? Yeah.
So like sometimes like I don't know when to let things go. So how do you know when to let it go? It's like when she disengages with your leg, she's no longer connected.
So my very, very long, elaborate answer to that is, it depends. My less snarky of an answer is, it takes a lot of time just kind of going into it. But when I feel like I no longer have a clear avenue to like finishing, and like it doesn't feel like I have it. I know that's not a very good answer, but like the more you do a move, the more of a feel you'll get from it. So she comes up, and she comes up here, and I kind of don't have a whole lot. I feel like it's very uncomfortable. Then I'm gonna start coming to whatever my extraction is. So it's like, do I feel like I got it? Am I delusional? I don't know. Sometimes I am. Early in my career, I would hold on to an ankle lock for dear life, and I either finished or I got passed or whatever. Now you build up a sense, an intuition. Yeah.
I feel like one thing that David does really well is his legs are able to cycle to new positions where he's able to like keep the knee line contained. Like even when I'm down, I'm like, I can't keep running away, even though it sort of looks like I can. And so I feel like if you're like, I no longer have my legs in a place where I can control and keep the attack going, that's when I'm like, oh shit, bail before I'm getting leg dragged, you know?
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So I'll just show one more time and then we'll have you guys all do this. So I go here, I have an ankle lock, I don't quite have it, she starts to come up. I go super deep. See how I do a side crunch? You get really deep, and I'm coming down, peck to the mat, elbows, both my elbows back, pulling in, and I'm hipping into it. If I need to, I can kick this bottom leg out, pinch my legs. Very rarely am I not engaging stuff, and now I finish. This is very similar to a belly down, just obviously like a little weird of a position, but she's cooked here, okay? So go ahead and do that, work on that, see how that feels. 1, 2. Now she's gonna come up the same way, and as she comes up, I'm gonna slip the heel already. I'm gonna go ahead, stomp. If you always stomped right away, there'd be nothing wrong with it. If you kept the hook and then stomp when you wanted to. There'd be nothing wrong with it. It's kind of preferential. Like I said, I like this just because I like to be able to bring it back if they come into me, but I very quickly will go to the stomp. But from here, I'll go same grip, but I've already slipped the heel. You see that? I slip the heel, I go same grip, and instead of trying to go down, I'm gonna go up, because we're going into the Aoki. Right here, deep, right? Pinching, coming up. I get here, even if I'm already here, I can hip. I need to open the heel a little bit, and I can open my underneath. See how I'm sliding my side to open that, and pulling my elbow back to expose the heel. Carlos, can I use you? Give her a break. Sorry, Mario. Sorry, so sorry. Here, I'm coming out. I'll go super deep. I can finish it here too. I'll go super deep. See that? I'm opening up. Nice and tight there. Let me show from one more angle. So everything is very, very similar, except for I'm slipping the ankle or the heel. And then I'm going nice and deep. I'm opening. I'm trying to pull his toes this way, and then I'm opening up. I'm creating the heel hook, just like we were earlier, but slightly different. So go here, slightly different angle as we, and then I'm gonna finish. So just, instead of being from here, I'm from this side. And see how much range of motion I have. So I'm trying to go all the way back here. Okay? Does anyone need to see it again? We feel confident in this?
Does it matter if the heel's on the inside or out? Looks like the
This one, it matters, it needs to be in. Because we're turning it into a heel hook. If the heel is not in, I won't be able to finish it the same way. So if right here, like I'm not gonna be able, it's gonna be really hard to finish it. So that's when I'm going the other one, when I'm bellying down. If the heel is out, then I'm turning it into a heel hook. I'm putting it down in. Good question. Anyone else want to see? Any questions? Go slow, obviously. It's only dangerous if you're dumb. So both tap early, communicate with your partner, don't slam the shit on like an idiot, but go nice and slow, methodical, and controlled, and you can start to see that even a position where traditionally they're at an advantage to get out, now all of a sudden match is over and you in your hand raise. Good. Try it out. 1, 2. Right away. So he starts to come up and I'll heel slip it. I'll like already kind of open, and then I can choose whether I go deep or stay with the regular grip. So as he's coming up, I'll heel slip, I'll keep this grip, or I'll do that side bend and go here and open it up. If he's already up, especially if his knee is down, I'm not heel slipping him, right? I might be able to get like open up a lot and heel slip, but that's like a lot of experience to be able to do that, and I have to come back in, finish. So if he's already up, especially if his knee's down, his heel's up, I'm gonna just go into the ankle lock or a different bailout. So if you can, as he's coming up, heel slip if you want this, and go here. A very quick like caution, when you're training in the gym, like be very careful about doing this. Make sure that whoever you're training with is like aware of these kind of defenses and stuff like that, because if you're doing it against like a blue belt that's never seen this ever in their life, I mean, you probably haven't seen this particular thing, but they're not aware of like heel hooks and that kind of stuff, like please don't do that. Like make sure that they're aware of it. What you can always do is catch, not apply anything, catch and release to something else so you can build that muscle. But unless you know the other person's like comfortable with that, and also like this is another one where you're not gonna keep ripping it because like that's like not cool, right? But you want to know that, so you might say like, hey, we could I'll pause, like is this on, and make a couple quick adjustments just to make sure that you know this well without risking your partners here. But if you're like, hey, we do prison rules, by all means go after it, but always remember, and this is something I hold very strongly, is like, I will psychologically assault people with putting on submissions quickly and everything else like that, but it's then my responsibility to make sure most of the time with high amount of percentage chance that they are going to be able to train tomorrow. Okay, so it's your responsibility to make sure that everyone's, even with ankle locks and stuff like that, but with this, since it's a little bit more, can get kind of gnarly pretty quickly. So if you're like, hey, I think I got this, but they're just not tapping, let it go. Nothing wrong with that, okay? But maybe you might ask someone later on, make sure that I'm in the right zone and everything else, okay? So the quick meta point there is, if I want to, I slip right away. If the knee is peeking down, I gotta go to the ankle lock, and I can choose to keep this lock. I don't need to as he comes up. Whether I slip the heel or not, I can keep this lock and finish, or I can go deeper and get it, turn it into more like that toe holdy type finish. It kind of depends on what I need to be able to do to get that finish, okay? Okay, now we want to get to the ankle lock. Like, so there's a lot of different ways to get to this particular trail vista point of the ankle lock finish, right? So we have a couple different trailheads. So one of the things, I'm gonna show like kind of a fun way to enter it that I've been messing around with lately from like passing. So one quick caveat, if there's points involved, be aware of points and stuff like that. But whatever. So he's gonna be an open guard. I'm gonna be coming in trying to pass, and I'm gonna be scooping this underneath, right? So one of the nice things about this is I can start coming, passing different ways. I can also come and step into knee bars. A lot of fun stuff there. But I like to seat and pin this leg, and I come up and I touch the top of the, or the bottom of the quad right above the knee, and I start to flare out my elbow. This gives me a lot of option because I can come in, start working stack passing, I can start coming in, opening up here, and then I also have ankle lock, like sit back. One of the things that a lot of people do is they'll go here and they'll sit back, right? And they usually sit back and they're pulling the leg, and anyone that with any amount of experience, he's gonna start coming up right away, and now I may or may not get to where I want, but me early in my career gave up a lot of 2 points that way. And not to say you're not gonna give up 2 points sometimes, but I get this right here, I'm gonna come on the inside. Now my hand, where my watch face side is gonna come right below his knee, and I'm flaring the knee up, and I'm hooking the ankle, and I'm dropping right down to my elbow, and look at my hand. Let's rotate. When my hand is keeping this up, I'm gonna pull in to a deep short X, and this one I'm not gonna be able to tuck underneath the glute very much. So I get to choose. I can stay inside and come up, kick him in the face, or I can go stack on the bottom. I like to feel his floating rib on my foot right here. That way it's really hard for him to come in. I'll find my reinforcement if I feel like I need it. If I don't, I'll just go and finish it. I'll find my reinforcement and I'll finish it, or I'll just finish it. Pinch the legs, keep this nice and tight. Okay. So again, from this position right here, I'm seeing. This is beautiful position, by the way. Like, I think, like, to me, this is one of my favorite new, like, starting trailheads on passing, because I can do a shin trap, and there's all kinds of cool stuff from here. There's passing, there's sliding, stepping, or back stepping and stuff like that. Or if I got here, I can come in here. I always build into the inside and start doing knee cuts. So many cool things to be able to build from here. And of course, like rolling knee bars and shit like that. And stack passing, all kinds of cool stuff. And then from here also, I'll just come in, I'm blocking this leg, I'm coming underneath. And originally I'm flaring, why? Keeping the knee up. It's gonna be in a better position. If I don't, and I sit down and he's at a good angle, it's hard for me to finish this ankle lock. So I'm flaring initially, so when I drop here, I actually drop. And so I have to hold it, put my foot, pull it nice and tight, get here to about the rib sternum area, find my lock, finish. Let's rotate this way. So I'm coming here, right? Dropping my elbow deep, wide. See, like when we did the adjustment, I wasn't going straight down, I was reaching. I want to land at a really good solid position. I have this hand so I can suck up and here, reinforce, pinch, go. I'll show it another time, but any questions here? Yeah. I will definitely do it one more time. Maybe even twice if you're lucky.
Clearing that knee out and you step inside, like not worried about the one side, you're just stepping it up. So like,
On the one that I'm seeing?
yeah.
Yeah, that's a great question. So the question was, I'm not worried about the de la Hiva on this side. I'm stepping and turning at about the calf, not necessarily at the knee. I just want to be here, so then I start coming off the side. So even if he does have de la Hiva, it's not that effective. I'm trying to keep him from being able to come into me for that brief moment, and also like low key, like put a feint, you know? Sometimes it's a dance. So if I go here and he's thinking I'm coming this way, he's gonna forget about this, right? And then I can come flaring as I come down, up, pull in nice and tight, extract, then I can start reinforcing and finishing. Any other questions? You got one?
You should do the same thing, kind of like a stomp pass where you keep the foot on his opposite leg.
But like if I'm right here, I'm stomp passing,
Yeah, like.
or if I'm just stomp passing, I'm going, I might. I don't do it. I don't stomp pass though, so can't say, but I don't see why not. The biggest thing for me with sitting back is the sit back, especially with people that are like good, they're gonna come up with me, and they're often gonna have their knee tilted inward. And so like, even if I do successfully get this and he starts to come up, it's gonna be hard to finish. Now, at least we got an answer, right? We have something we can do, but this is gonna be hard to finish. I gotta then drop him back down and stuff. So what I'm doing here is I'm keeping him curled up here. I'm dropping to this side and I'm already on that angle. Then I can tighten up as I need or keep it here. If I landed great, like finish. Boom, here, or I can keep that stuff, whatever makes sense. It's up to you to figure it out. But that way I give the opportunity for me when I'm sitting back is he's gonna be dropping knee already out. And I have that isolated right nice and well. Any other questions? So here's the drill. I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna see if I wanna like toy around with, if I wanna do show and chin, go ahead. I'm gonna come here. It's not like I'm going super deep, which I would for certain passes. I'm just coming right here, taking a step outside of his hip, dropping down to my knee, dropping down to my reached elbow, then I'm pulling in tight, getting my grip, and finishing. Okay, notice how I'm on a really solid elbow point. Okay, why don't we go ahead and try that out. 1, 2. Make sure that the short X is in the right spot. You want your grip in the right spot. I'm still emphasizing to a very large degree because it's really important, is make your L shape so you can get your hands stacked on it so you can push down and pull up to make this really secure, and the thumb is up, not because the thumb is important, it's because this is a good proxy and an easy like visual indicator that your bone is going to be engaged. If you see the watch face, you're going to have a harder time finishing. Not that you can't finish, but this is going to be much easier to finish with your bone directly into that Achilles, okay? So when I'm right here, I got all kinds of cool passes I'm going. I'm going to take this step. Okay. Take that step, come in, I'm leading with my elbow. So as I pull this in, the knee is gonna be flared out. I'm gonna drop to my knee, then my elbow, and I keep this hand flared up because if I don't, and she like drops it in here, like I don't really have as much. I want to get to that short X. So I'm using this to pull into that short X nice and tight, right? And then I can, whatever I'm going to do with my feet, you find that good solid position here. You get that L bracket, right? I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I want to be seeing watch faces, okay? I want to be nice and solid, reinforce, and then take it home. Okay, so that first part is really taking that time to take a step for the elbow. See how like you just see the top part of my fingers here, top part of my hand? I'm gonna scoop up a little bit, drive to my knee to the side. I'm not going back, right? You're gonna introduce a similar problems of just sitting back. This isn't gonna have its value if you're not going to the side. Kind of get this position, get to whatever I'm gonna do, reinforcement, boom, boom. Any questions on that?
When you clear the elbow, you're creating more space, but you're not worried about it.
Because I'm gonna recollect. This is a fantastic question. This is a great question. So the question is, as I'm flaring the elbow, I'm creating space, but I'm gonna eat that space up because it's more important to me to land with a spot where I have optionality and I have the ability to be maneuverable. Because if I don't, I'm gonna end up most likely on my shoulder, and if I'm not in a good spot, it's really hard to adjust. And what I mean by that is like, if I go here and I come there, if I'm not in a good spot, like I'm too high or something like that, it's really hard for me to adjust. Even if I do have, all this set up well, like I can't make adjustments very easily. Okay? So I'm going down to the elbow with a nice reach, then I'm gonna be reinforcing, sucking up all that, eating up all that space to get my submission. Great question.
Like, are you creating space for an attack?
With this elbow?
Yeah, when you first put it in.
I don't know.
Do you mean when he first puts that elbow in and flares it, you feel like there's space?
I think
What is it? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, when I'm posting out, yeah.
So when you do fall and kind of collapse on the shoulder, or do you have, like, because I find I do that often, is there a way that you can recollect and reset?
Yeah.
Don't get away?
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Like for one reason or another, it's gonna happen. The question was, if I go here and I end up landing on my elbow here, what I would like to do is I like to hip up and or even come up and it's like leaning way back. That's one way. If I'm on my shoulder, I'm gonna come up and lean back, try to come back up. It's really hard. Or honestly, like if I'm already here, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna try to finish. Like don't want to go over here. Here sucks. I hate it. Even if especially if my foot's over here, it's just gonna pop over and then I lose it, right? Or I go right into here. If I'm on my shoulder, I'm still gonna finish. Now I'm just gonna finish tougher. A little bit more urgency. There's nothing wrong with being on your shoulder here. I just feel like the range of motion, my options are a little bit more limited, but it's still super, super tight, especially if you have a good bite. If you're like, hey, I'd rather hold on to, as I'm going, I'm like, oh, ding, 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 I hit that green spot. Like, old school video games, you're going back and forth, you hit that little narrow spot. I got it already. I'm not giving this up for anything. Nothing wrong with that, right? You go here, I'm gonna finish. But I like here because I have so much more optionality, right? So you don't necessarily need to, but say like I'm on my shoulder and I need to make an adjustment. Like, oh, I have it here and I'm just too far. You can still use this hand and I'm coming up to my elbow. And she doesn't want to get that, sorry. But I can, instead of just being held down and holding on to this, I can use my hand, pull back, readjust, a lot of stuff. Like, I can talk about this shit for forever. Other questions on this right here, or what we've covered? Yep.
When someone's grabbing your arms to pull, like I'm trying to walk and they're like pulling my other arm away.
Yeah, this is a great question too. So the question is, if I'm going here and she's trying to grab the arm to pull, and now, especially if she's strong and I don't have it. So it depends on if it's gear or no gi, and it depends on like how much play do I have. So if I have some play, Sometimes what I'll do is I'll find like a reinforcement. If I can put it like right behind my own foot, I'll use this as reinforcement and then I'll go. Or I'll grip pants or whatever. Now she's like pulling and I can't like hold it here, so she pulls it back. But I can like hold on to like something. I'll just hold that and reinforce. Or just kick her in the face. No, I'm just kidding. But it's like, you know, I don't overly emphasize the grip. I'll hold this. I don't overly emphasize I need to get this back and pulling. It's the same mechanisms of like grip pulls. You go to the weakest part, and I also use reinforcement. So I'll use my left foot to like start opening things up. Or if I don't like her and I can't kick her in the face, I'll put my heel into her sternum and just push in that, and that sucks, and then go there. So it just depends on how much you dislike the person and what's, you know, if there's a ref around or not. But it's also, so it goes from, if I can reinforce and I can finish, like stuffing my hand underneath my foot or gripping something, I'll still finish, right? If I can't, then I'll, you know, grip break, not pull. Like pulling is the worst thing. It's just the same thing as like, if I grab her and she just tries to pull back, and she's not gonna be able to. She's gonna attack the weakest part of the grip, because usually it's rolling with a foot to kick out the leg, whatever it might be, and get it back. And if not, kick in the face or the throat. And if you're nicer, heel right in the sternum and straight in. Horrible, and they will let go most likely. Unless they have a lot of trauma, and then maybe they'll hold on. Okay, any other questions on what we've shown today? Yeah.
The last move where they're getting out from you're going to kick, and then is there any risk of reaping?
Risk of reaping? No, because you're staying in a short X, right? The question is, as she comes up, is there any risk of reaping? No, because I'd have to go and circle around to reap. I'm on the inside.
You can turn that way too.
You're allowed to turn this way,
Yeah.
right? For brown and black.
Yeah.
But like, she's doing it. She's coming up. I can come in here and finish, right? Nothing wrong with that. You know, triple check your legality of whatever rules said and whatnot. But there's no risk of reaping unless I reap. And I actually don't want to. I actually don't want to, because go ahead and come up. I don't really have a whole lot of ability to come in very easily, and now I just open up the nice little back take or whatever. Stop, get out of here. I want to stay here. Oh yeah, I promised also, from here, if I feel like I don't have the ankle lock, or I often will automatically do this, is she starts to come up, I'm gonna pull up here and rotate right into the knee bar. I do this a lot. So it's like, if I can, I prefer knee bar, because why not? But she comes in here, I pull my elbow back and high, I grab the back of the knee, and then I'm gonna come all the way around, angle, and finish. And then if she rotates over, which she should, I C-grip. For anyone that's been to the seminar that I was here last time, I C-grip, I create a wedge, now she's not going anywhere, I pinch my legs and finish there. Or if I really don't like her, pull here and ruin her knee. But I'm not gonna reap because it's not advantageous to. Yes? Any question? No? Okay. All right, outside of what I showed at the seminar, I ran out of time to show a couple more entries, so apologize, but I feel like, you know, you can find, here I'll do like a really quick demo. Let's go half guard. I'm a really big half guard guy. So one, I come in here, I get to the side, I scoop, I can do one of two things. I can go ahead, come off and push away and go right into this, or I can come short X and try to open her up to here. If she's in combat stance, where I'm left leg up, yep. I can come in and do it very similar to what our standing up was. I come off to the side, here, there, and then if she's standing, I know I'm doing this really quick, but I don't have enough time to show it off. If she's standing right here, I can do a lot of different grips here. I'll scoop. It's easier because she's small too. So it makes me look good. But there's a lot of ways, and that's just from half guard and like a little bit of open guard. There's a lot of ways to enter from there. And then I want to do, I know we're over time, I want to just do like a really quick bonus 50-50. So I'm going to finish the 50-50 ankle lock. If anyone knows anything about my 50-50, most of the time I'm finishing far side ankle lock. One, because for the longest time, like no one defended against it for whatever reason. And now people still defend against it, doesn't matter. So if she comes over the top, whatever right here, even if she's over, I'm gonna be able to scoop out. There's a lot of different ways to scoop out. Even if she's keeping away, she's like, hell no, you're not gonna get it. I'm gonna reach, hand up. This is like counterintuitive. People think, you gotta grab and pull in close. I'm gonna reach with my watch face up, pull in, ankle lock. Open it up, reinforce the same way. Drop to 80-20. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're in 50-50, drop your knee. Come over the top, finish this way, or right here. Finish the same way. Okay? You can keep 50-50, still finish. I just find it less effective. So I drop to 80-20. Might even open the knee, finish. So again, she's covering whatever she's doing. Which watch face up, get my grip. Come over the top, finish. Cracker, ankle.
What's the advantage of being 50-50 as opposed to 80-20 there? I mean, the advantage of 80-20.
Because, yeah.
Does it allow you to?
Allows me to go over the top easier. So if I'm here, right, one, like, I want to be where my knee's underneath, so then I can like put pressure. I can like here is fine. But even if I'm right here, I have it open, it's because I want a modified short X, right? Now I have a short X with a lever over here that allows me to have a lot of tension on this already. And I can go over the top, and put this easier. If I'm here, her knee and shin is in my way. Whereas now I get over the top of it, and I can go to 90-10, or stand 80-20, come over here, or just finish. Good question. Questions outside of what I showed today?
Can you show that half guard entry one more time?
The one where she's on both knees?
Yeah.
Yep. This one I like. I wish I had more time, so sorry about that. So one thing is I'm going to come underneath. So I'm come underneath and I'm creating a space. What does this look like? Essentially looks like, anyone? Octopus guard, right? But instead of going so deep, I'm going to go over to here. I find I've been doing this for many years. And then what I'm doing is I'm barring my knee. So I went from 50-50 knee shield, underneath, reach, bar, extend. Now from here I'm going to come out and I get to choose. I get to choose whether I want to attack a knee bar, whether I want to do the extend her, or whether I want to go right into one side, then up in the other side. Finish the ankle lock. I'll show that one more time real quick.
Do you feel like you turn the heel, like you've got the heel and turn it?
No, this is a good question. She asked, do I turn the heel to be able to expose it? And not, generally not. So I come here, I'll turn it a little bit to scoop, and this leg is really what allows me in pushing with that shin. And then I'm going to rotate to here right away, come up, and finish. I've been doing that for many, many years and done it quite a few times. It's fun. Good question.
What's it called?
I don't know names of anything. How am I going to do it? Bullshit is what it's called. The key is like being able to hip to hip. Hip, one, like you go through, you're hipping and extending, and then you're coming right away the back way. So, because like they're gonna go, oh, and I gotta push back up. Now they're off there, and you're off to the races.
How do you feel like you deal with them, like swishing your legs, like when you bring that leg across for the knee shield, like drops?
Yes. So she's asked, like, how do I deal with, like, if I come on here, right, and extend away? That's why. So they're expecting me to kind of try to come back and bring it. I'm pushing it away, and I'm pulling this into me. And then I can come up, foot on the inside of the hip flexor, go right into short X, and flaring the knee out and sitting up. A little bit of abs involved, and finishing. I wish I had time to show that.
I bet it can stick around.
Anyone else? Yeah.
you do a lot of like second leg block finishes. Do you have a strategy for like keeping that second leg engaged? Double troubles.
So the question was around like honey hole 411 saddle. I attack a lot of this ankle. I rarely actually attack this. If I do, I'll jump off. It's like kind of a pain in the ass. Again, reach with the hand, the wrist up, sucks up. It's really hard for her to stop. This is a lot easier for her to stop than coming in and just pulling. I'll also pull up high, and then I kick this heel up, so it's really hard. I'm trying to flare my knee out to keep this. I'll also, when I'm going, is I'll put my elbow on the top of her quad, so it's harder for her to like S-sit or start to sneak out. And I'm creating a lot of V's. Like to me, like honey hole 411 and stuff like that, I gotta create V's and slot her leg into that V. And what I mean is like, this is a V, right? I've created a valley for her to be stuck in. Now I can get here if I want to do, certain kind of double trouble, or get it all the way over to the side, and then it's like whatever. A lot of it's being able to scoop it, and a lot of it also is I go far butt cheek, just like I'm doing like with the single leg or the short X, and I put on the inside and I'm pushing it like up and around the corner, rather than just tucking, or worse here, or even like sometimes I'll even be here on your side, because this is just so hard for her to get out of. And then it's just about, and then how we're going to finish. Does that answer your question? Cool. All right, I'll stick around for a little bit, so if you have any questions that you're a little afraid of or whatnot to ask out loud, I'll put a quick call out for any cash, Venmo, or Zelle donations are greatly appreciated, not mandatory by any stretch, but whatever you felt that this time was worth it to you, please, give me money. It's an honor and a pleasure to spend time with you. I greatly appreciate you coming all out. If you could spend a couple of quick minutes doing a little, a brief photo to commemorate the moment. But we're gonna give 3 claps for the class. Thank you.